Very good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the pancreas. So, as we all know, that pancreas is a very important organ of the digestive system. So, as we can see, this is the picture of the pancreas. So, this yellow portion is known as a pancreas. So, pancreas, you can see the four parts are there: head, neck, body, and tail. Pancreas is the organ of digestive system as well as the endocrine system. It is surrounded by other organs such as the small intestine, liver and spleen. It is approximately 12 to 15 centimeter long, or you can also say 4.7 to 5.9 inch long. Its shape is elongated as you can see in the previous slide. So this is known as a elongated shape. Now, the weight of the pancreas is approximately 100 gram. The weight of pancreas is more in females compared to the male. Pancreas has basically two main functions, that is an exocrine function and an endocrine function. Exocrine function helps in digestion and the endocrine function regulates the blood sugar. So we can say that pancreas is a mixed gland. So if we talk about the exocrine function, so it will secrete two enzymes, that is trypsin and chymotrypsin, and these two enzymes helps to digest proteins. Apart from that, it also secrete amylase, and amylase helps in the digestion of the carbohydrates, and it also secrete lipase which helps to break down the fats. So we can see that the digestion is helped through the pancreas function. So you have to remember these three enzymes as an exocrine function of the pancreas, that is the trypsin, amylase and the lipase. Second thing, it has an endocrine function. So it is known as a pancreatic islets. So pancreatic islets, it means it is a small group of cells that produce the hormones which regulates the blood glucose levels. And these hormones are directly secreted into the blood. So there are 5 different type of cells which in a group is known as a pancreatic islets. So these all are the different cells. So we will see one by one. The first cell is known as a alpha cells. So these alpha cells produce the glucagon. So approximately 15 to 20% of the islet cells is alpha cells. So the glucagon is a hormone which raises the blood glucose level by stimulating the liver and convert into the glycogen. Whenever we require energy, this glycogen will convert it into the glucose. So the next cell is we can say after the alpha cell, the next cell is the delta cells. So delta cell, it produces the somatostatin. Somatostatin make up 3 to 10% of the total islet cells, and the main function of the somatostatin is to suppress the release of the other hormones, that is the glucagon and the insulin. Next is the gamma cells. Gamma cells produce the pancreatic polypeptide which make up 3 to 5% of the total islet cells, and it helps to regulate the secretions of the endocrine as well as the exocrine pancreatic secretions. The next cell is the epsilon cells. So epsilon cell produce the ghrelin. Now this ghrelin is make up the less than 1%, and the main function of this protein is to stimulate the hunger. Then the last cell is the beta cell. Beta cell produce two things. That is the first insulin, most commonly known to all of us, and the next is the amylin. So it is more present in the number in the pancreas, and the main function of this beta cell is to produce insulin, and this insulin will help us to lower the blood glucose level. So whenever the patient is having a diabetes, we all know that we are providing the insulin. Then amylin helps to slow down the gastric emptying and also prevent the spikes in the blood glucose level. So it helps in both the functions. So we have to remember the four cells, that is the alpha, beta, delta, gamma and epsilon cells. So these all cells constitute the islets of the Langerhans. Apart from that, we must know that how they communicate with each other. So the islets of Langerhans influence each other through the paracrine and the autocrine communications. So this type of feedback system is known as a paracrine feedback system, in which the insulin hormones activate the beta cells and inhibits the alpha cells, and the hormone glucagon activates the alpha cell, which then activates the beta and the delta cells, and the somatostatin hormone inhibits both alpha cell as well as the beta cells. So we must remember the important thing in pancreas, that the alpha cells will always produce the glucagon and the beta cell will always produce the insulin, because these are the two important questions that are always asked in all of the important nursing exams. Thank you very much.